Now, one of the things that we know is that when it comes to infrastructure for the ONVO L60, Nio has been making sure that they get the infrastructure ready for the ONVO L60. I mean, battery swapping stations. By December, we know that ONVO will be having around 1,000 battery swapping stations, which the ONVO users can go to Nio battery swapping stations and complete a battery swap. This is something that we have been told by ONVO's executive, which we look forward to. Now, from the period starting from the 3rd to the 17th, Nio has added 55 stations online. This includes battery swapping stations and charging stations. I mean, from the battery swapping stations, it appears that Nio added 9 fourth generation battery swapping stations. Now, with the fourth generation battery swapping stations, you will know that these are swapping stations that are able to complete a battery in your car or in a Nio car below 3 minutes, whereas on the ONVO, I think battery it's able to be completed just over 3 minutes. And they've also added 24 third generation battery swapping stations. Now, with third generation battery swapping stations, they are not literally deploying new battery swapping stations like what we are seeing in the fourth generation swapping station, but rather they are converting or they are adjusting their old or their existing third generation battery swapping stations, making sure that they also cater for ONVO L60 batteries, which is something that is pretty exciting, right? I mean, when I saw this, I was like, it is now clear that indeed we'll see Nio adding or by December having 1,000 battery swapping stations ready for, of course, ONVO L60. I mean, if they were able to just add around 33 battery swapping stations in a space of like 14 days or 2 weeks, this shows you that Nio will continue to be aggressive on this, and by the time we get to December, they will be having the 1,000, which is their target, onto battery swapping stations. They also added 16 supercharging stations for ONVO or on the ONVO map, which shows you once again the kind of work that Nio is putting to make sure that they integrate ONVO L60 into their charging infrastructure, which is something that, like I said, is pretty amazing. Last but not least, they also added 6 charging or normal charging stations, which again, this makes up the 55 stations that ONVO, or that Nio rather, added, catering for ONVO, which is their sub brand. So we look forward once again to the kind of stations that Nio will be launching or deploying or getting ready for ONVO. I think getting this kind of progress, it helps us show that indeed Nio is on track to get the ONVO L60 to have around 1,000 battery swapping stations by December, and also having as many charging stations connected to their apps by December, which this all means that those that buy the ONVO cars, they won't stress about finding charging stations, about finding battery swapping stations, because Nio and ONVO are doing the whatever they can to make sure that the infrastructure gets ready by the time they start selling this vehicle to their customers, which is something that is pretty great, right? So I'm happy, I'm excited about this, and I think the Nio is heading towards the right direction. And those that are thinking that is the end of the road, or Nio is very close to bankruptcy, they have to think again, because Nio, it is a company which is set for greatness, and the kind of infrastructure technology which they deploy, it will also be the one that help in sustaining the business as a whole. I mean, we know that Nio not only makes money from these chargers or the charging stations which they deploy, but we know that Nio Power also makes money from battery swapping station, which is something that is pretty exciting. And because of the importance battery swapping stations plays in stabilizing the grid, the Chinese government is going to do whatever they can to make sure that they push or they encourage or help Nio deploy this in masses, which is something that it is pretty exciting, and it makes me very happy as the Nio investor. I know we might not be, or Nio might not be, a profitable company as yet, but let me tell you something, and that is, I think sometime maybe in Q4 next year we might see, or chances are very high that we'll see Nio reaching profitability, which is something that will be so amazing, so incredible to see Nio get to that. So I'm happy, I'm excited. Tell me what you think. As for me, I'm very excited looking at the kind of momentum Nio has put to make sure that they connect their sub brand ONVO. Otherwise, with all that, do your own DD before you buy this stock for the very first time. Nio's share price, it is quite volatile, and therefore for you to remain long and strong, you need to also do some due diligence so that at least you are comfortable as you are investing onto this stock. Otherwise, that's all from me. I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey. Blue sky is coming, and God bless you all.